Smartphones today all look the same. Flat screen, punch-hole camera, 3 lenses on the back. That's it. But there was a time when phone makers were willing to try anything.
Let's talk about those.
Samsung Galaxy Beam, 2012. What if your phone could project a 50-inch screen onto any wall? That was the idea behind the Samsung Galaxy Beam. Released in 2012, the Galaxy Beam was the world's first commercially available projector smartphone. Built into the back of the phone was a DLP projector capable of displaying an image up to 50 inches wide. All you needed was a dark room and a flat surface. Samsung had big plans for it. They imagined students projecting study notes in dorm rooms, or friends watching movies on the ceiling. The phone even had a dedicated projector app and a physical on/off switch on its side. It only worked well in near-total darkness. Today, the Galaxy Beam exists as a fascinating proof of concept. A phone that asked, "What if?" and actually followed through. Samsung Galaxy S4 Zoom, 2013. Before periscope lenses and computational zoom, if you wanted real optical zoom in a smartphone, there was only one real option: attach an actual camera lens to the phone. That's exactly what Samsung did with the Galaxy S4 Zoom in 2013. This phone was a literal hybrid of a Galaxy S4 Mini and a point-and-shoot camera. On the back was a 16-megapixel sensor with a 10 times optical zoom lens, the same kind of retracting barrel lens you'd find on a compact camera. It even had a physical zoom ring around the lens and a xenon flash. The camera quality was genuinely impressive for the era. It had optical image stabilization, manual controls for ISO and shutter speed, and could record 1080p video. You could zoom in and out smoothly during video recording, something most phones today still can't do optically. But after that, the idea was shelved. The future of zoom went in a different direction: multiple cameras and periscope lenses. But the S4 Zoom proved that a true camera-phone hybrid was possible, even if carrying it felt a little ridiculous. LG Wing, 2020. The LG Wing is probably the most visually striking phone on this list, because when you rotate its screen 90 degrees, it forms a T-shape and reveals a second screen underneath. Released in September 2020, the Wing was part of LG's Explorer project, a line of phones designed to experiment with new form factors. The main display was a 6.8-inch OLED screen. Hidden beneath it was a secondary 3.9-inch OLED display, exposed when you swivel the top screen. In this T mode, you could run 2 apps at once, a video on the top screen and your chat app below, for example. One of the most useful features was gimbal mode, where the second screen transformed into camera controls, giving you a physical grip that worked like a camera stabilizer. LG claimed the hinge mechanism was rated for 200,000 swivels, supported by a dual-spring system and a small hydraulic damper to make the motion feel smooth. The phone had solid specs, too. A Snapdragon 765G chip, 8 GB of RAM, a 64-megapixel main camera, and 5G support. But at 260 grams, it was noticeably heavy. Sadly, the Wing turned out to be LG's final flagship. In April 2021, just months after the Wing launched, LG announced it was shutting down its entire mobile phone division. The Wing became the last hurrah of one of the industry's most experimental phone makers. It's a phone that deserved a longer story. Samsung Galaxy Round, 2013. In October 2013, Samsung released a phone that made history for one very specific reason. It was the world's first smartphone with a curved display. The Galaxy Round was essentially a modified Galaxy Note 3. Same processor, same camera, same 5.7-inch Super AMOLED display. Except the entire body of the phone was curved inward from top to bottom. Not dramatically, just enough to feel different in the hand. Samsung built a few software features around the curve. The roll effect let you tilt the phone on a flat surface to check the time, missed calls, or battery level without even turning it on. The gravity effect let you switch music tracks by pressing the sides of the phone when it was lying flat. Were these features revolutionary? Samsung Galaxy A80 2019. By 2019, every phone maker was trying to solve the notch problem. Some went with punch-hole cameras. Some used pop-up cameras. Samsung had a completely different idea. What if the camera just rotated around? The Galaxy A80, launched in May 2019, had no front-facing camera at all. Instead, when you switched to selfie mode, the entire triple camera array at the back of the phone slid upward and physically rotated 180 degrees to face you. This meant you were taking selfies with the same 48-megapixel main camera used for regular photos, instead of the lower-quality front cameras found on most phones. No compromise on quality. The result was a completely uninterrupted 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display with no notch, no punch hole, and no cutout of any kind. At the time, it was genuinely stunning.
5 phones. 5 ideas that pushed against what a smartphone was supposed to be. Some of them failed. Some of them were ahead of their time. Some of them were just weird. But all of them proved that the smartphone industry was once a lot more willing to take risks than it is today. If you made it to the end, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want more videos like this, and drop a comment below telling me which phone on this list you'd actually want to use.